talking Gators football with David Waters. You got to join him on Gators Breakdown, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, all sources where you can catch Gators Breakdown. They produce at least one show, sometimes two during the football season, sometimes three shows per week. It's just a tremendous resource for Gators football and the SEC in general. So join Dave right there. Before we let you go, Dave, as you look ahead to 2018, Dan Mullen or no Dan Mullen, who are the guys on the roster that you're excited to see? And with Mullen in play, what do you think that means for the situation and the quarterback position in particular?
Oh, of course, starting at quarterback, marking that, we kind of went through it. You know, Matt Corral is a kid who's currently committed for Florida right now. It's kind of weird that Florida's slow playing him a little bit. And Dan Mullen, his first full day, went to Georgia to see five-star quarterback Justin Fields. Decommitted from Penn State, now committed to Georgia. But it's been pretty known that Dan Mullen, that was his big guy. That's one he wants to go check. And you know what? He owes it to himself, to his staff, to the fan base. Hey, at least go kick the tires. At least see if there's a chance. If there's not, okay, at least you tried. I wouldn't expect Justin Fields to decommit from Georgia. But look, and I brought this up in the podcast too, Justin Fields has already shown he's not afraid to go where there's competition. He's went to Georgia where there's a five-star committed or a five-star that's starting in Jacob Fromm and a five-star sitting on the bench with Jacob Eason. Now, Eason may transfer, and we'll see what happens there. But even if Corral commits early, is an early enrollee, signs early at Florida with this early signing period, you still have the month of January before signing day to work Justin Fields. Maybe you get both. And it's a slim chance. I understand that. And I like I said, I don't think Florida gets Justin Fields, but at least Dan Mullen is trying. And it's a quarterback that fits his system. It's a quarterback he can cater to. It's a quarterback he can really build an offense around. But if not, if not one of these true freshmen, does Malik Zaire petition for his sixth year? He's a quarterback that could probably fit into Dan Mullen's system from what we've seen, his dual threat abilities at Notre Dame. Florida didn't use his abilities right this past year. Does he petition for his sixth year after that injury year he had at Notre Dame? Can they get Malik Zaire another year? But can he adapt to Felipe Franks or Jake Allen or Kyle Trask, who's on the roster as well? Florida has numbers at quarterback. Does Dan Mullen see anything with them, or does he even? And I don't want Gator fans to be afraid of the grad transfer route. Yeah, Jim McElwain didn't have a lot of success with it, but this is a different coach. He needs a quarterback that can maybe fit his system to be a stopgap in year one. But, hey, look, Dan Mullen's offense is predicated on the run game. And we've saw, even with Jim McElwain and Doug Nussmeier's offense that didn't work, Florida has a good stable of running backs. Malik Davis. You'll have Michael P. Ryan also returning. Mark Thompson will be gone, but Darius Lemons, the true freshman, came on toward the end of the year. Florida has some good running backs. Damian Pierce committed, who should be a five-star in my mind throughout the state of Georgia. So there's weapons there. And Tyree Cleveland. We know the receivers named Josh Hammond, Freddie Swain. You get Tyree Cleveland lined up on the outside. Hey, look, yes, this offense is predicated on the run, but we saw his time at Florida. How many were one-on-one situations that you have downfield? And where have we seen Tyree Cleveland excel downfield, one-on-one matchups, go up and get a ball? So, I think there are pieces there where Dan Mullen can come in. Of course, all starts at quarterback and get the quarterback run game going and that running back run game going. But I think there's enough pieces there to be excited. And I'm not one wild card to really watch out for is Kadarius Toney. He got injured toward the end of the year, but he threw for 3,000 yards as a high school quarterback at Alabama. He was a true freshman this past year. Jim McElwain slid him out to wide receiver. He played some Wildcat quarterback as well. But with his pedigree as a high school quarterback, yes, he's not the big 235-pound quarterback Dan Mullen's been known best for, but maybe this is a slasher type of running or quarterback that Dan Mullen can use to build his offense around. So there's plenty of options there for Dan Mullen to get something started in his first year.
So I say this all the time. If you love college football, you got to subscribe to my YouTube channel as we get to all the major teams across the country. But if you love the Gators, if you love Florida football, you have to follow Gators Breakdown, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the various audio podcasts on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes with David and the crew right there.
Soon on Google Play, Mark.
Google Play as well. Don't want to leave that one out. And even if you're not a Florida football fan, if you love the SEC and you got to keep track of the major teams in the SEC, or if you just love college football, you're trying to keep track of the top programs, then you still follow Gators Breakdown. It's always a fun discussion and very insightful from David and the rest of the crew right there. David, we appreciate you breaking down the Mullen hiring there, and it should be an interesting 2018.
Absolutely, Mark. Thank you so much.